What's up, y'all? I'm back out here at the range, as you can see back behind me, on a hot, smoky day. Our friends up north in Canada is sending down more smoke signals. Y'all can probably see back here in the background up against the ridge there, but it shouldn't be too much to stop me from what I got planned today, and that's some more longer range stuff. We're gonna start it out with some Sabre Blade Black Tips. So as you can see, we got the two-piece jelly contraption out here today. We got our chrono set up down on this end, and then down there at 28 yards is where I've got my jelly blocks. This is the first test of the day, so they're both nice and clear down here. Now I am using my heavy clothing barrier, of course, with a layer of denim, fleece, and 2 layers of cotton t-shirt material. So like I said, what we're checking out here is some stuff from PSA, AAC, whichever you want to call it. It's their Sabre Blade Black Tip 556. Now we got 2 different weights here. I've got the 62 grain and the 75 grain. I figure we'll just roll these into one video. I also do have some of the 55 grains now too, so that'll have to be a separate video. They didn't come in time. So what we got here, as you can see, 556 has got your brass case here with the black ballistic tip in it. This is the 62 grainer. The 75s look exactly the same. I hadn't opened them because I don't want to get them mixed up, but black ballistic tip. Now these are supposed to be expanders. From the description on their website, it's supposed to be some really nice expansion from these things, and it's supposed to retain weight is one of the things I also read. So hopefully these things stay together and give us some really nice expansion. Now the velocity on this one, on the 62 grain, is saying 3,025 feet per second, and then on the 75 grain it's saying 2,700 feet per second. I don't know what barrel length. It doesn't say on the box, and I don't think the website said either. I'm assuming it's probably 20 or maybe even up to 24. But what I'm gonna run them out of today is my Angry Joe again, the dog face pony soldier. This is a 16-inch stainless barrel with a 1-in-7 twist PSA upper and lower. I know there's several of y'all out there that's waiting to see how these things do. I'm very curious myself, so without further ado, let me get this stuff set up and let's check them out. All right, y'all, let's check the speeds on these things. I'm gonna do a 5-round average from each one of them. We're gonna start with this 62 grainer first. Remember, the box is saying 3,025 on this. I'm not sure of the barrel length, so I don't really expect to see that. Now, if you're not familiar with this lab radar here, it's gonna give us a muzzle measurement, of course, and then we're gonna get one. I believe I've got it set at 10, 28, 50, 75, and 100. Now, we're only gonna get to 50. I can just tell you now, if we get to 75, it'll be very lucky, but this thing is only the smaller projectiles like this. It tells you 50 is going to be the max on this. So let's get that 5-round average and see what we get here. $29.32, $29.18, $29.17, $29.34, and was that another 29.34? It's showing 5. Let me see if we got 5. All right, we did actually get 5. It was just pretty much exactly the same up until 50 on that last one. So our 5-round average on that was 29.27. So we're right there at that 3,025 they claimed, about 100 off. So I would say they probably tested out of a 20-inch barrel. Our extreme spread was 18 and our standard deviation was 8.9. So not too bad at all right there. Let me reset it and let's check out them 75 grainers. All right, let's check out these 75 grainers. Now the box on these is saying 2,700 feet per second. Let's do a 5-round on these, see what they give us. 2696, 2704, 2700, 2699, and 2707. So oddly enough, we got the 2700 from these right here. So let's check this average. All right, so sure enough, that one there met exactly what they said on the box, actually exceeded it as far as average by 1. So average on that was 2,701 feet per second. We had an extreme spread of 12 and a standard deviation of 4.6. So nice performance from that right there also. So 2701, and if you remember on them 62 grainers, it was 2927. So what's that? 226 feet per second, 226 feet per second faster from the lighter projectile. So that stands to reason there. All that being said, I don't think there's any doubt that these things are going to do great in the gel. I'll be very surprised if they don't. Let me get this reset and y'all know what time it is. All right, y'all, it's slice and dice jelly time. I'm gonna put one of each weight into the gel, starting with the 62 grainer first. Now, like I said, that gel block's down there at 28 yards, and so the 28 yard reading is what's gonna be the velocity down there as far as looking at this lab radar. So let's see what we can do. Hopefully I can put this where I want it. All right, that should have been an absolutely perfect hit. Let's go down there and see what we got. All right, y'all, we're looking really good down there so far. As some of y'all probably noticed, we had an error with the radar here. That was definitely not the correct speed that we got. It's just all this noise and stuff in my field, and I'm trying to do it so close and stop this reading right there. I cleared out a little bit of stuff and made a little bit of a aiming adjustment, so maybe we'll get this one here. But y'all should have seen the 28 yard average. Good thing is I had the 28 average from the chrono testing anyway. But anyway, let's see if we can get this 75 put down there. I'm gonna try to put this one right up under that other one there. Everything's good to go. Looks like we're ready. Let's see what we can get here, y'all. All right, I believe that was absolutely perfect. Let's go down there and see what we got. All right, let's check out what we got down here, y'all. Fantastic performance from both of these. There was no doubt. I mean, pretty much any time we get any kind of open point, soft point, whatever in 223 or 5.56, it's going to do some damage down here, and that's exactly what happened. Now, what I will say, as you can see, the one on the top here, that's the 62 grainer. The one on the bottom, the 75 grainer. Both of them came in immediately, went all to pieces. I mean, you got tons of lead here, lead and jacket, just all kinds of shrapnel here from both of these, which is not really what it said. I mean, it said weight retention, and that's a lot of weight loss. Now, it retained some, but that's a whole lot of shrapnel right there. So again, 62 on the top, comes in just all the pieces, huge disruption there, carries about 3/4 of the way through this block, and looks like it stopped about 4 inches shy of that first of the end of this first block. And then on the bottom again, the 75 grainer, same story, comes in all to pieces. I mean, it just goes all to pieces. Tons of fragments right there. Very, very nice disruption of wound channel, carries through the block. Now this 75 grainer looks like it's about an inch further than the 62. So on the penetration here, we got 13 inches from that 62 grainer, and then sure enough, the 75 is exactly an inch further at 14 inches. So both of them, plenty of penetration with the energy they're dumping, and that would definitely get something done right there. And here's you a closer look from the other side. Again, 62 on the top, 75 on the bottom. I mean, just look at all that shrapnel. Tons and tons of shrapnel. Those things went all to pieces. I mean, they retained some weight, obviously, but they lost a whole bunch of it. All right, let's check out these projectiles, y'all. This one right here is the 75 grainer. This one is the 62 grainer. As you can see, both of them expanded and mangled up. Now, this 75 is definitely more mangled up, and it actually looks like there's a good bit more material in the gel from this 75. So I'd be willing to bet it's going to be a lot lighter as far as the percentage that it lost. But anyway, really nice expansion from both of these, and fragmentation, obviously, that frag expansion we always talk about. I'm not a huge fan of losing all that material, though. I was really hoping that these things would hold together more. I was kind of looking for a performance like a bonded type around. Now, I knew they wasn't bonded going into it, but with the way they talked about the material retention, I just expected a whole lot less fragmentation. Well, let's get the weights on them and see what we got. We'll start with this 62 grainer. The 62 grainer is all the way down to 36.0, so quite a bit of loss right there, and it's definitely evident in the gel. And then this 75 grainer here it's down to 38.8. So yeah, as overall, as far as a percentage wise, this 75 grainer definitely lost more, and you can tell just by looking at the gel. And as far as the sizes on them, we'll start with the 62 here. You got 411, 413, and 429. So nice expansion on that 62 grain. And then this 75 grainer is going to be a lot more irregular. On this widest area here, you got 441, and then this way you got 384. So good expansion on that one too. Just like I said, not nearly as symmetrical and even as this one here, just probably because it lost so much more material. And there you have it, y'all, the Sabre Blade Black Tips in 62 and 75 grain. Definitely got the job done down here, no doubt about that. But like I said, it pretty much any 223 5.56 is going to get the job done. Even the FMJ is going to get the job done. But when you get these kind of rounds like this, you're looking for a certain performance, and I don't know that I got what I personally like to see out of these. Now, as far as the energy dump, the transfer, the expansion, fragmentation, the fragmentation part is what kind of I'm not real crazy about. Y'all know I've talked about it before. I know some people like that, but I'm just not a huge fan of all that fragmentation. Now, I guess in a defensive situation, it's really not that much of a bad thing, because this part right here is still trucking on rifle speeds, and it's going to get the job done. But I don't know. Y'all let me know down in the comments. What do y'all think about what you saw here out of these? All right, y'all, I'm gonna call it right there for the 5.56, 62, and 75 grain Sabre Blade Black Tips. Another good 5.56 performance out here from both of these rounds. Like I say every time, it's really hard to get bad performance from 5.56, 223. One way or the other, they're more than likely gonna get the job done. But let me know what y'all think about what they did out here today, especially as far as the fragmentation. Did you expect that? Or do you really care about that? Does some of y'all I know like that? Let me know down in the comments what your thoughts are. If you did enjoy the video, take a second and hit that thumbs up button, subscribe to the channel, and make sure you got your notifications turned on so you don't miss anything. I've actually got the 55 grain 5.56 and the I believe 110 in the 300 blackout in these also, so I'll be testing those soon. If you're doing some shopping, take a second and hit up those affiliate links I got in the video description. Anything you buy after going through any of those links down there, I get a kickback from them toward the channel, so I really appreciate that. Once again, I appreciate all my Range Gang members and every single one of y'all out there for supporting the channel. I've got some really good stuff planned for out here today, and lots of cool stuff coming your way, so be on the lookout for that. And in the meantime, stay safe, stay prepared, and I'll see you soon.